Hi there, this is Adam Jones. I am down at SeaDek HQ, just outside of Bristol, and I've stolen Sean to have a chat about SeaDek. How are you, mate?
Good, nice to see you.
Great to see you as well. Thanks for having us down.
Thanks for coming over to see us.
It's been, obviously me and Sean have been talking about SeaDek and geeking out on this for quite a long time. I have SeaDek on my personal fishing boat, as you will have seen on the social media and probably on some of the YouTube videos. But SeaDek is not as simple as just one EVA foam deck option. There are so many options available. And the best person to talk to about this is Sean. So in front of us at the moment, Sean, just talk me through what we've got.
So this is our demonstration swim platform that we use for when we're at shows and one thing and another. So we chose to put it together so that we could showcase the different products nice and easily, and talk to customers about it. So everybody knows SeaDek as probably this, generally in mocha black or storm grey black. This is our 6mm 2-colour product, which we can route with various designs, logos, etc. Then we've got our 5mm single colour options, which again can be in embossed or brushed, and also so can the 6mm. The 6mm can be in embossed as well. So any of the colours are available in either finishes. And then, which I know you know about and enjoy working with, is our HD.
And this is, I think HD is one of the products that I wanted to touch base on, because as Sean has rightly said, I think everybody knows this as SeaDek. And it's the world leading EVA foam decking solution. You can do so many different things with it, so many different colour palettes, loads of different patterns. You can have logos inlaid, you can have them laser cut. There really is loads of stuff you can do with this. But the HD product is a really, really interesting option. That, for example, on my boat, I've got, you know, on Sean's advice, a hybrid setup. So in the bottom of the boat, where I've got slightly less wear, I've got SeaDek standard. And on the back and the front deck of my boat, where I'm using big fishing boots, I've got HD. So talk to me about HD.
Well, HD was developed probably now, it's probably about 6 years ago in the States, because what they were finding was they've got the fishing guys, they got some law enforcement boats that they were kitting out, Coast Guard. They were dragging equipment and kit across standard SeaDek, and it was just, it was obliterating it. People were wearing heavy boots, turning on it, because the SeaDek's so grippy, the SeaDek was then ripping and damaging. So the guys over at SeaDek HQ came up with HD, with this harder surface. And this surface, whereas these surfaces, the surface on here and the embossed are manufactured into the foam at the factory, this comes out of the mould. So this is actually baked in the mould, which makes it that harder wearing surface. You still get the grip, but you can turn on it in a heavy pair of boots. You can drag equipment over it, and it doesn't damage. And it is proving more and more popular all the time.
I you know, having used it now for a year and a half, I think one of the interesting things about it, when we first spoke about it, I thought that it would kind of feel less soft underfoot and that I would kind of lose that comfy feeling. You don't lose that, but you do gain so much in terms of wearability on the HD. And like Sean said, from my understanding, it's pressed into the top of the mould. So it's the same softness, it's the same foam, density.
Same foam underneath, but just
with a harder coating.
Harder coating, because it is pressed up into the top of the mould when it's made. So therefore that is hard moulded in. It's not a secondary finishing process, which is what happens with the brushed and the embossed.
It's a very, very cool product, and one that I think a lot of people probably don't realise exists on the market from SeaDek. And you can still inlay logos. We can
inlay. This is 5mm standard, which we can inlay into, or we can laser onto with the grey. We then also have an 8mm option, 2-colour, so you can choose any of the regular SeaDek colours from here to go underneath a 5mm standard HD. That's in either black or grey. So HD at the moment only comes in black or storm grey. You could then choose any of the other colours to go underneath it to make an 8mm product.
That's a really, really cool.
It is. It's a great option.
And you know, again, that's, I think maybe what would stop people looking at it is you think it's just black or it's just grey. But now with the ability to do that, you can still have the kind of teak style pattern.
You can put the teak lines into it, you can put any pattern, and we can route logos into it.
Fantastic. So, and you know, that's worth knowing. If you haven't already figured that part out, if you've never heard of HD, then give the guys a call. But if you are thinking of HD, but it's the customization of this that is kind of pushing you in the direction of more standard SeaDek, there are still options available for that harder wearing HD. The other thing we've got on the table in front of us is Marine Magic. This is a product that I've just cleaned my deck. Tell me a little bit about Marine Magic.
So Marine Magic, we developed this ourselves probably about 5 years ago now. We had so many customers asking us, what can I clean the deck with? What can I clean the deck with? And the guys over at HQ in Florida developed a cleaner, but unfortunately it was so cost prohibitive to bring it over.
Yeah.
It didn't work. The cost to get it here, and also the trying to then get an EU approval on the chemicals that were in it, it just didn't work. So Donna went out to a chemist in South Wales, and we developed a product completely from scratch that had to clean the SeaDek, leave it non-skid when rinsed, and most importantly, be able to be used while the boat is in the water and not harm marine life at all. And she hit the nail on the head with the product, and it's fantastic, and as you know yourself, it does a great job. Yeah,
we've just done a video on the channel, and if you haven't seen the video, it's easy to say this is a great deck cleaner. There's loads of places that will say they've got a great deck cleaner, but I've just cleaned my deck, which has been sat on my drive for the best part of a year and a half. Probably should have cleaned it a few more times over the year. It was pretty filthy in places, and this stuff lifted everything. You know, a bit of scrubbing involved, but certainly not as much scrubbing that could have been involved, and it maintained its really grippy finish. So I can tell you personally that it definitely works. So if you've got SeaDek and you're looking for an option, then grab yourself a bottle of Marine Magic. So what I'm going to do now is me and Sean are going to pop into the unit here and have a little look at a couple of the machines. But thank you very much for going through the table.
Nice to see you.
Great to see you too, and we'll speak to you guys very soon.